Now, the sequel to the insanely popular Black Panther film is finally coming out, but it is also going to be missing one of the most central actors, Chadwick Boseman. He sadly passed away from cancer shortly after the first film debuted. However, this hasn't hindered the film from progressing onwards, and since the trailer release, it is evident that this sequel will help signal the end of Phase 4. Here's what you need to know. Firstly, the recent Black Panther sequel trailer has officially signaled the end of Phase 4. Let's take a look. The Marvel Cinematic Universe's aka MCU Phase 4 will officially conclude with Black Panther Wakanda Forever, though some viewers may wonder why. The remaining Phase 4 of the MCU, as well as the upcoming Phase 5 and the start of Phase 6, were revealed during Marvel's panel at San Diego Comic-Con, along with the Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer. The panel went on to say that Black Panther 2 will wrap up Phase 4, with Phase 5 officially set to begin with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Now, Phase 4 of the MCU, which begins with WandaVision and will conclude with Black Panther 2, was revealed at the 2022 San Diego Comic-Con. Unlike previous MCU phases, Phase 4 did not conclude with a crossover film, instead focusing on the aftermath of the Infinity Saga and setting up its successor, with Phases 4 through 6 now referred to as the Multiverse Saga. Wakanda Forever is a fitting end to Phase 4, as it not only continues to explore Wakanda, but also introduces Atlantis and its ruler, Namor the Submariner, who is Marvel's first superhero, having debuted in 1939 alongside the Marvel Comics universe itself. Now, this sequel is crucial to the MCU for many reasons other than the obvious. This one had a large fan base of moviegoers who would not have cared about Marvel otherwise. We know it because it earned more than 3 out of every 4 Avengers films worldwide, and more than any other Star Wars film except The Force Awakens. In terms of non-adjusted household income, it outnumbers every other superhero film, including The Dark Knight. Therefore, another Black Panther film will undoubtedly appeal to audiences who were otherwise clocked out or reduced to must-see every miracle following Avengers Endgame. Although Letitia writes Shuri is no longer a Disney princess, a repeat of November 2019 is possible depending on how they approach the whole Wakanda is an imaginary place thing. Next up, the trailer also depicts some new characters. Here's a look at a few. The Black Panther trailer shows a clash of civilizations, but which new characters are driving this conflict, and how will Wakanda Forever introduce them? The new Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer introduces a slew of new characters for fans to ogle. Since Chadwick Boseman's untimely death in August 2020, many people have been wondering what the new film might bring. Kevin Feige announced in January 2021 that the new Black Panther film would not recast T'Challa, stating that Wakanda is a place to further explore with characters and different subcultures via Cinemablend. The next film's title certainly places Wakanda at its center, and the trailer certainly signals a new era not just for the franchise, but also for Wakanda. Firstly, Namor. Namor, a classic Marvel character, will be appearing on the big screen. According to the trailer, Namor is the ruler of Atlantis, the mutant hybrid son of a human father and an Atlantean princess. The costume design appears Mayan, implying that Marvel has relocated the kingdom of Atlantis away from the Aegean and closer to South America. Namor was a friend and foe of surface dwellers in the comics because he was always extremely loyal to Atlantis. However, in the trailer, he appears to be the main villain of the Black Panther Wakanda Forever story. Though the MCU is heavily influenced by comic books, the cinematic timeline will depict Namor's story differently than the comic version. While the comics depicted Namor's conflict with King T'Challa along with the manipulation of Thanos into destroying Wakanda for him, such storylines will not be used on the big screen. Instead, the Illuminati's introduction in Doctor Strange may lead to Namor's intimate involvement with the group, as his character in the comics also did. Furthermore, according to the comics, this may occur near the end of the film as a resolution between Namor and Wakanda emerges in order to defend against a new threat, the Black Swan. Regardless, the presence of the Illuminati would undoubtedly link this film to Marvel's Phase 4 release. Next up, Ironheart. The addition of Ironheart to the MCU, played by Dominic Thorne, is a very exciting announcement in itself. In the trailer, she is depicted as Shuri's best friend, and the two appear to be working together in the hopes of creating a new hero on the scale of the Avengers. Though her armor in the trailers bears no resemblance to that of Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, her important role in the comics is to carry on Iron Man's legacy. It remains to be seen how that will play out on screen, but her name and genius are certain. The significance of her role in the war grows as her suit is forged and the unique version of her character is crafted. Now, that is all we currently have on this character, but we can expect more info on the character closer to the sequel's release. And finally, Annika. Annika's presence presence within the comics was very influential in the story of Wakanda, as she was a combat instructor for the Dora Milaje. Despite the prominence of Dora Milaje, her story is expected to begin or end in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, as she has not previously appeared in the MCU. But she could be introduced to Wakanda as an entirely new character, or she could be introduced as the combat instructor for the Dora Milaje prior to the events of the original Black Panther, who is now returning for vengeance. While it is obvious that Annika is wearing Midnight Angel armor, it is not the traditional Dora Milaje color. Whether this means Annika is involved in Namor's threat to Wakanda, or that her vigilantism has caused her to change her allegiances, her story with Ayo will undoubtedly be central to Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and that may end up being the secret villains. What is certain is that the new Queen Ramonda is enraged, and Ayo and Annika's frequent appearances in the trailer may hint at their connection to Ramonda's rage. Lastly, there are some Easter eggs you may have missed from the recent Black Panther sequel trailer. It's an incredible accomplishment that Black Panther Wakanda Forever even made it to the end. Chadwick Boseman, who played T'Challa aka Black Panther in the first film, died in 2020 at the age of 43, leaving unfillable shoes. His performance in Black Panther captivated Marvel fans everywhere, and it was one of the many factors that led the film to be nominated for 7 Academy Awards in 2019. Now, Marvel has just released the first trailer for the upcoming Black Panther film, and they crammed more into 2 minutes than a procrastinating college student. As a result, everyone went insane looking for all the Easter eggs in this Wakanda Forever trailer. First up, No Woman, No Cry. In the trailer, we see a powerful mix of images accompanied by the song No Woman, No Cry. The song was originally made famous as a reggae song by Bob Marley and the Wailers, but it is now covered by Nigerian singer Tems, who is one of the most popular artists in both the African and Nigerian music industries. But like When You're Late for Work and Run Through That Pesky Red Light, the song's significance doesn't end there. The song's lyrics encourage people to keep their heads up when things get tough. It also recognizes women's strength in such trying times. Given that Wakanda Forever will deal with the African nation's loss of King T'Challa and Queen Ramonda's leadership, the song resonates strongly. Secondly, T'Challa's funeral. At Disney's Investors Day in December 2020, Kevin Feige confirmed that T'Challa will not be recast for Wakanda Forever. According to an official Disney press release, T'Challa has died by the beginning of the film. The manner in which the king died is unknown, but we will most likely see glimpses of his funeral throughout the trailer. Several of the photos show Wakandans dressed in white, the traditional color of mourning at African funerals. Furthermore, their facial expressions give us major mourning vibes. Shuri is also seen carrying the Black Panther helmet, as well as a possible image of Wakanda's necropolis or cemetery, which is flanked by a statue of the first Black Panther. This, along with a large mural of T'Challa's face, indicates that T'Challa and Boseman's presence will be felt strongly throughout. And finally, the birth. The trailer acknowledges death while also celebrating life. We see a scene depicting Namor's ultimate water birth in the film. Namor, aka the Submariner, is the result of a union between a human man and an Atlantean queen in the comics. Namor, also known as the Avenging Sun, has appeared in Marvel Comics as both a villain and an anti-hero. Although it appears in the trailer that he is leading his people in an attack on the surface world, and knowing Marvel, they could be leading us astray in a variety of ways. But there's something else important about Namor's birth. Namor is considered Marvel's first mutant and has collaborated with the X-Men in the comics and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Characters such as a multiverse variant of Professor X or Patrick Stewart have already appeared. In Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan was revealed to have a mutation. Could Namor's arrival herald a watershed moment for the MCU's mutant population? Only time will tell. And there you have it. Thanks for watching.